Yes, Operation Mongoose. Notice in this investigative view of how Mongoose worked that the infected ticks were dropped along bird flyways. One more time. The bird flyways were employed in the top secret biological warfare experimentation using infected ticks. They would dump the ticks into the known bird flyways. Huh. Operation Mongoose. The use of the bird flyways to spread the infections via the ticks, the infected ticks. Sort of like, the sewage in all the rivers and creeks and lakes and estuaries of the world. There's lots of sewage and all kinds of infectious disease in the water, and all the birds and the geese and the ducks and the deer and the raccoons, all the wildlife, and the ticks, by the way, rely on these waters that are massively infected with sewage. Now, what are the chances of that with the military using bird flyways to spread the infections and the radioactive ticks? Bird flyways. Isn't that fascinating how they studied the bird flyways? Huh. And all this sewage that's being dumped into the world's environment by huge corporations and governments that, they just don't want to spend the money to deal with it properly. They just dump it in the river, dump it in the lake. Like the 6,000 septic tanks of Lake George, New York, and the sewage being dumped into the Poop Chute River at Ticonderoga into Lake Champlain, which goes to the Richelieu on down to the St. Lawrence Seaway, which is massively and unbelievably contaminated with sewage, beyond belief contaminated with sewage, spreading all of it to the bird flyways. Huh, bird flyways, that's a fascinating concept. Why would the military, during Operation Mongoose, use bird flyways? That's a fascinating question, and I'm going to pose it to the federal courts. Why would Operation Mongoose have employed the bird flyways to spread disease and, infection vectors, I guess is what some experts would refer to it as? Why would the government, the federal government, use bird flyways? And would they use rivers and creeks and streams? Huh. Would they use holy shit, boy, I'll tell you what, the U.S. government is despicable, diabolical, underhanded, fraudulent, just absolutely satanic and demonic. Bird flyways, that's the key to this entire video, is why would Operation Mongoose have employed the bird flyways with Fort Detrick and Plum Island and Dugway Proving Ground? Ain't that fascinating? Bird flyways. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy very much.